Okay, y'all, these pancakes, they're gonna be amazing. They're perfect. There's nothing not to love. In fact, I bet these pancakes are so good that even Jinx loves them. And Jinx doesn't love anything. What I did is I looked at the highest values in the leaves of my pancake rating recipe decision tree, worked my way backwards, and basically reverse engineered the greatest pancake recipe in the world.
I can't wait to find out what Jinx thinks about my pancakes. But before we find out, I want to let you know that this video is going to be covering the model validation section from the Kaggle Intro to Machine Learning course.
Okay, y'all, it's time. We're gonna see what Jinx thinks of our amazing pancakes. I mean, he's gotta love them. We used machine learning to build them and come up with the world's greatest recipe. We're gonna win him over. I know it.
Apparently, Jinx is unimpressed with my pancakes. And while my feelings are a little bit hurt, I have learned an important lesson. And that lesson is, no matter how good we think our model might be, we still need to validate that model. And validating our model is how we evaluate whether or not that model is any good. And by whether or not that model is any good, what I'm trying to say is, does our model accurately predict what we're trying to predict? To pull that out of the abstract a little bit, I used a model to come up with a pancake recipe with the idea that it would give me a high rating. And did it do that? Well, if Jinx is the final decision maker in terms of pancake ratings, then I failed. So when we work with a decision tree model, what we can do is we can look at the leaves. And remember, the leaves are at the bottom of the tree. And then we can trace our path backwards up to the top of the tree, and we can pull out all of the components and which amounts should go into the highest rated pancake recipe. So if you did the previous lesson, you know that it ended on something of a cliffhanger. And if you didn't do the previous lesson, I'm about to spoil the cliffhanger. So this is your one and only chance to pause the video and go figure out the cliffhanger before I spoil it for you. Okay, you've been warned. In the previous lesson, what happened was we had all of our features and we trained our decision tree model. And when we looked at the predictions, we found that the predictions 100% matched our predicted target values. So we either built an amazing model that is 100% accurate, or maybe something is not quite right. To break that down a bit, we built or trained our model on all of the features in a data frame, and that is collectively called the training data. But there's a problem, because if we train our model on every value in our training data, and then we turn around and make predictions on that same data set, well, we're going to get near perfect results like we saw in the last lesson. So one way to deal with this is we can take our training data and we can take a subset of that training data and put it to the side, and we'll call that validation data. So what we'll do is we will train our model on our training data, and then we will show our model data that it technically hasn't seen before, our validation data, and see how well our predictions do. Now, this is an important step in building any model. There's one more concept that we need to talk about, and that's the mean absolute error, or MAE. Now, we'll use the MAE in order to evaluate the quality of our model. What the MAE, or mean absolute value, does is allow us to say things like our model is off by about this much, where this much is our MAE value. So let's talk about this in terms of pancakes, because pancakes. In the last lesson, we had our prediction target, our pancake rating, and our features, the amount of all the ingredients that we could put into a recipe. In order to create a validation set, we want to separate both the prediction target and the features into two additional categories so that we end up with 4 subsets. We'll have a prediction target training dataset, a prediction target validation dataset, a features training dataset, and a features validation dataset. Each of these subsets is determined randomly.
To be a little more clear about that, each of these 4 isn't randomly chosen separately, but there is a random split between the training and validation data sets.
Then what's really cool about this is that when I train my model, it will only look at the training data. This means that I can then run my predictions built using the training data on the validation data. From there, I can calculate my mean absolute error, the MAE, in order to evaluate how well my model predicts pancake rating.
We're going to do a handful of things in this section that hopefully really start to tie everything together for you. First, we're going to split our data into training and validation data for both our features and our target. Now, this split is based on a random number generator, and supplying a numeric value to the random_state argument guarantees that we get the same split every time we run this script. So you can set your random state to a number of your choosing, but note that if you do change it from what's in the lessons, you'll get slightly different answers. Let's get down to the business of comparing the mean absolute error, or the MAE, from our new model, where we split our data into training and validation sets, with our first model, where we didn't split our data. Now, this is really interesting. Our mean absolute error is much lower when we use all of our data and much higher when we split our data. Now, conceptually speaking, it might seem like we're better off using all of our data and not splitting it, right? Because ultimately, we want a lower mean absolute error. However, we need to be careful not to do something called overfitting, which is a topic for the next lesson.
All right, taking what we've covered in this video along with the model validation materials on the Kaggle Learn Intro to Machine Learning course, here's a quick summary of some of our main points. 1. There are many metrics for summarizing model quality. 2. We learned how to use the mean absolute error, or MAE, to evaluate our model's quality. 3. We can calculate the MAE using the mean absolute error function from the sci-kit Learn Metrics module. And 4. We can withhold data from our model and use it instead to test our model's accuracy. This model that we've held out is referred to as validation data.
Take a moment to congratulate yourself on everything that you've learned so far. If you've been doing the coding exercises on Kaggle Learn, at this point in time, you've learned how to do basic data exploration using pandas, how to build a model using sci-kit Learn, and how to evaluate your model quality using the mean absolute error. These are all foundational tools in your machine learning toolbox. And when you're ready, we'll be diving into underfitting and overfitting in the next video. So come on, let's learn.